What's up, everybody? It's the RCL man and Serena.
Hey.
Back for another episode of Supernatural Corner Podcast. This one's a little bit weird because even though it's just the second episode, somebody decided to get their tooth pulled.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Yeah, and so, well, not decided. That makes it come off like it was a choice. But anyway, so her tooth had to be pulled, and so she can't really talk a whole bunch. So I'm going to be doing a lot of talking. It's going to be awful, but we're doing it on one of the internet's most favorite subjects. Even though this isn't a real thing, this is a fake thing, you guys will love it. It's SCPs, which coincidentally is the initials of the podcast. You know what I mean? That totally wasn't on purpose. So, yeah, we're going to read some SCPs. If I'm honest, if people who know the channel and everything know that I don't like SCPs, and I really don't know what they are. So I'm going to find out today. She's done a lot of research. She's been researching all day on it.
My brain hurts.
To look at this. Look, we've got pages and pages and pages. I'm going to be reading it.
Horrible handwriting.
I'm going to be reading it today to you guys. I'm assuming there's stories or something involved. I don't really know. Anyway, let's start with the basics. Let's start with what is an SCP. Okay. SCP stands for Secure, Contain, Protect. Like a cop or something?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
They're like a cop before the universe, but they're a little...
A cop for the universe.
They're messed up. Just keep reading.
Okay, alright. A cop for the universe. Okay. The Foundation was created to protect mankind from anomalies and phenomena of the world. The SCP contains... The SCP... Okay, so I keep thinking SCP is a creature.
No.
And
well,
it is... Okay.
So, let me explain that a little bit.
Okay.
So, if you keep reading, it explains to you that this is a foundation.
SCP.
And there are things called SBCs with the S at the end of it.
SCPs.
Yeah.
With the S at the end. Okay. All right. Let me just.
Okay. So continue to read.
All right. The SCP contains these anomalies and other phenomena in cells, which is accommodated by a number. They also categorize these anomalies in their system by difficulty to contain. This sounds like Cabin in the Woods.
Kind of. So that's what I thought of when I was researching this.
So if you don't know out there in YouTube land, Cabin in the Woods is a horror movie.
Love it.
It's a pretty interesting one because it kind of messes with like the typical tropes of a horror movie. And like at the end, you find that they have a whole bunch of different creatures all contained in like a bunch of different cells.
Short story, they have to make sacrifices with these creatures to gods and goddesses to keep them happy so they don't destroy mankind.
Just, if you have a chance, go check it out. Unless you don't like horror movies, and then don't. But it's a good movie regardless. So, there are classes, which is the next thing we've got here. Primary classes. Okay, we have safe, Euclid, Elucid, what is that? Euclid. Okay, Euclid. That sounds like a name. Thaumiel.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
Thaumiel. Okay. Does that say Keter? Keter and Neutralized. Okay, let's go through
the containments that they're classified in.
So each one has so these are each individual SCP has its own classification on how safe it is, basically.
Safe it is to contain.
Okay, how easy it is to contain.
Yeah.
Okay, I just got sweat on the paper, so it's going to be fun.
You're good.
All right, so safe, the first one. The Foundation has something, the SCP, and confirmed that it does not require significant resources to contain. Safe does not mean that handling or activating does not pose a threat.
And that word is research.
Research, okay. Now hold on. So we have examples of safe ones, right?
Well, not examples. We have one example.
Okay, so we have one example of a safe SCP. All right, so let's go. Let's mix it up a little bit and do that. Safe SCP. This is SCP 993. All right. This is a whole story. Story time, everyone.
It's not a story.
It's not a story?
Kinda.
Okay, we'll do it. Okay. Is a children's television program entitled Bobby the Clown. The SCP is a television program.
It's a program.
Okay. It was made in the style of an educational cartoon. The program appears to have no supporting cast, and the setting of the program often changes between episodes. What? Okay.
Yeah, it gets weirder.
It gets weird. Okay. The SCP is a show.
Yeah, keep reading about it.
Okay. When the program is viewed, anyone at any age 10 or older will immediately fall unconscious when the program begins and will remain incapacitated until the end of the program, later reporting stabbing, headache,
and blackouting.
And blacking out. Okay. So
keep reading the rest of it.
All right. Children under the age of 10 reported activities such as cannibalism, murder, torture. Damn. The more the show played, the more it ingrained in the subject's mind, resulting in permanent psychotic and schizophrenic symptoms. Episodes are regularly broadcast from an unknown location and source, but have been intercepted using protocol Epsilon, I think, Beta 3, and blocked from public viewing. That sounds fucked up.
So there's more in detail if you want to actually go to the website and look at the SCP-993. It tells you a little bit more how they've detained the actual program.
Okay. So it's a program. It's a TV program that only affects children.
No, anybody 10 and up, it will make you go unconscious.
Okay,
but before you go unconscious, you'll have sharpening stab.
That's crazy. But then if you're a kid, you're gonna murder people. Basically, is what's going on.
What I've gathered,
freaking insane.
Yeah, what I've gathered about SCPs,
I know it's a story. This is all fake, by the way.
Yeah,
anyway.
What I've gathered about SCPs is they're not just creatures. They are anomalies. That's why I use the word anomaly a lot and phenomenons, because they are mostly that,
Okay, dude, that's insane.
That's pretty fucked up.
That's a crazy we've already. You can do that. This isn't like a professional program here. You can cuss, whatever.
It was pretty serious when I read about the children under 10.
I mean, I feel like this is SCP. Is just what does it start out as creepypasta? Is that what it did?
Almost like a creepypasta, but these are for people, I guess, with expression imaginations.
I just feel like when I read that...
We'll get in more in depth because SCP is a whole foundation that has... They're almost like a government-based organization.
Like a branch of the government or something.
Like a fake branch of the organization that people believe are almost like the Men in Black. They even have classes...
On how to contain SCPs?
Not classes, but they have... What I mean by classes, they have like... You have like a government branch in the SCP.
Okay, that's it. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that seems very video gamey. Like there's video games based on SCP. That one seems like, and I'm sure these all will. But anyway, let's go to the next one, which was Euclid. How do I say that?
Euclid.
EUCLID. I don't know how you say that. Anyway. Anomalies that require more resources to contain because it is unpredictable or insufficiently understood. Classes as an object that can act or think on its own. Yeah, so that was the safe one. The show that kills people was the safe one.
Yeah, well, if you read about the rest of it, of the safety.
Handling and activity does not pose this. Well, okay, but they just understand how it works.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go to the example of the Euclid or however you say that. So, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. If you can correct me in the comments somehow.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Somehow.
But anyway, example of Euclid is SCP-151. It's an oil painting, apparently from the perspective of someone underwater. Someone who views the painting exhibits no initial effects, but after 24 hours, a person's breathing becomes labored, resulting in the death of the person. Autopsies revealing the person's lungs have filled with seawater. Oh, man. I heard a story recently that if you do drown in salt water, it's literally like your lungs are ripped apart. Well, because it doesn't, I don't know, because it's something with the salt. Crazy. But let's see. If someone attempts medical intervention, it is successful, but it has not stopped the condition. The painting is not signed, but several names are written on the back of it. Mm-hmm. So this is like an item. This sounds like something from Control.
So they named it Euclid because this one any of these items in this category can have a consciousness, in other words.
So it can be an item or a thing.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Okay. That one, somehow I feel like that one was, I mean, this is crazy. You know what I mean? But I kind of feel like that one was more, you know.
Also, you guys will try to find the shortest stories.
Oh, yeah, so we were trying to cover, a lot, basically. So, that's kind of crazy, dude. Just a painting that I wonder, I'm going to look online afterwards if there's somebody who's done like an artist's rendition of what they think the painting would look like. I mean, you know.
Well, there's actually a picture when you look it up on their website.
Okay, so we'll probably have put that up at some point. That's pretty cool. Not cool, I mean, you know what I'm saying. It's interesting. Yeah, if you ever play, there's a game called Control, and there's like artifacts in there. But they more give you powers. They don't murder you. So I don't know, but it just seems like an ancient artifact. There's no other story for it. There's no other like backstory.
What I read about it, it tells you where it came from. I think some of it was blacked out.
Okay, so like a classified document. Yeah, like a
classified document. Only 05 classification has access to that.
Only 05 classified. You're not 05 classified yet?
That is like the top of the branch who actually runs the actual
the fake SCP.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm telling you about the military branches. They have
they have like classifications.
Yeah, they have classifications, and then they have like researchers, field experts, and so on.
Well, so the next class we have is the Thaumiel. I don't know these names. SCPs used to contain other SCPs. Now that's interesting. I didn't expect to see. That seems almost positive compared to everything else. Let's take a gander at that one here.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Thaumiel, or whatever it's called. What's up?
Now, when I wrote this, it doesn't say how the other subject helps contain it.
Okay, it just says what it is, but not how it helps contain it.
It doesn't. This story that I found doesn't say that.
All right, so we'll just read it. Okay, so this is an example of the Thaumiel, whatever. SCP 3448 refers to the communication developed and used by Project Damarang. How'd you say that?
Damarang.
Oh, okay, so I said it right. Okay. Utilizing technology used in MRIs, it allows an individual to die while remaining in contact with the living world. A ghost?
Almost like a ghost.
A subject will fully enter the cavity, and the anomalous components transfer the subject into half-death state. This then allows the consciousness to roam free from the body.
And if you go to the story, it tells you a little bit more how the Project Damarang works.
Whatever that word is.
And how it's connected, and a little bit more about the consciousness and how it allows the body.
So this sounds like it literally just turned somebody into a ghost. Or in the context of containing an SCP, because that's what we're supposed to be thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's containing the machine. It's not containing what comes out of the machine. So, when I told you about classes earlier, they have like a class E, which is prison inmates most of the time that are on death row. Or I'm sorry, this is D, class D.
Okay.
Who are on like death row, and they will take these patients and test them on some of the SCPs. To see what happens.
I'm confused.
So they're not containing the ghost; they're containing
this technology. But this technology is an SCP.
Well, sometimes if people get their hands on stuff like this, it could be a danger to the universe and stuff. So they protect it.
So SCP, if I'm understanding, it doesn't have to be a thing. It doesn't have to be. It can be a technology. It's just a list of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then like, this particular thing is used to make people into ghosts. From what I'm saying, from what I'm understanding.
Story, and don't get me twisted. I heard the story about one of the SCPs that was a bottle of pills, and it was considered safe. But if the government got their hands on it, or if some high-paid bidder tried to get their hands on it, Like, it would better their life. You know what I mean?
So that doesn't sound like a scary thing.
No, but they contained it.
Okay, because it was an SCP. Yeah, this sounds a lot like Control. Okay, so then the next one we have is Keter. I'm assuming that's how you say it. I
call it Keter.
Keter, let's call that. SCPs that are difficult to contain. A Keter does not always mean it's dangerous. It's just very difficult to contain. Okay, and all right, so just hard to contain. All right, it looks like we've got 2 of these, right?
No, this is the Keter.
Both of them? Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh. Okay, so wait, but this is the same. It's the same thing?
Yeah, it's all one script.
Okay. All right, example of a Keter. Here we go. SCP-682 is a large, vulgar something reptile-like creature of unknown origin. It is intelligent and was observed to engage in complex communication. Has hatred of all life?
Yes.
Okay, hatred of all life. So it's a lizard that's alive but hates life. Okay.
It hates, it hates all life. Like, it hates you. It hates everything.
Well, it doesn't even know.
It's a hater.
All right, he's a hater.
Yeah, he throws shade.
All right, he throws shade all the time. Is that what it is? Let's see. Which was expressed in several interviews. Okay, but so it's smart and able to talk. Okay. And then we have it here, is extremely high strength, speed, and reflexes. Its physical body grows and changes very quickly. It even consumes or shreds material. SCP-682 gains energy from anything it ingests and also has been seen moving and speaking with 87% of its body destroyed or rotted. Now, this sounds like an alien. This doesn't sound like... this just sounds like the reptile people alien thing.
So there's more on the catering, or on SCP-682 that I couldn't fit on here. It was just too much to write about the description of it.
Okay.
But it is intelligent. It does have interviews with people.
This just literally sounds like a lizard man. Just a lizard man. That's what it sounds like. But yeah, I could see what they're saying, as in it's harder to contain because it's like freaking Croc from Batman. Like, that's literally what it is. It sounds exactly like that. All right, that's interesting. I've learned a lot today. We've got one more to go through here. So, Neutralized. Dangerous SCPs that are no longer anomalous. They have been intentionally or accidentally destroyed. Okay. So then these are the ones that we don't have to worry about anymore. We're just going to categorize them. So I actually feel bad for this one. Okay.
And I want him to be my friend, but he can't because he's dead.
Weirdo. But I love you though. Okay. Neutralized SCP-1470 was a male fringe jumping spider. A fringe jumping spider? Fringed jumping spider. Male fringe jumping spider. Okay. Recovered in Queensland, Australia. In life, SCP-1470 was sapient and capable of telepathic communication with other sapient beings at approximately 9 meters. No, we're not having a telepathic spider. Fuck that. No.
If my tooth didn't hurt so much, I would give you a lecture because that would be my dream.
No.
Imagine, like, he's chilling on the wall and then he's like, I'm killing flies for you, bro. Don't kill me.
Maybe it's not as bad as I thought. I mean, if it was, I don't know. It's just when I think of spider, I just think of ugh.
I think like just cute little thing that's got like hair bows, and I could dress them up.
Ugh. Okay.
They're not that bad.
Oh my god. Okay. SCP is on the side of mankind, but if they have to pressure the peace or keep another anomaly under wraps, they will not hesitate to take care of you or anyone you know without a second thought.
Now, take care of you. It actually says to kill.
Okay, kill you, yeah.
Yeah, they will kill you.
So they'll kill you if you get in the way.
So there's also stories that I've read where they've actually burned down whole towns to destroy and neutralize.
Okay.
And kind of took it off the record because they work with all government agencies around the world. Question.
Now, neutralized means this one's dead.
Yeah. So
is there a story to how this one died?
I try to look at the story. There's not a story. It's more like they say where its body is and where it's captive at and what storage part of
I'm
the
curious to know
SCP.
how it died. And I mean, okay, at first, originally, look, I don't like spiders, right? I don't like very many scary things. But I mean, you know, if there was a spider that could talk to me that wasn't like trying to murder me, I'd be open to it. You know what I mean? I'd be open to it. But at the same time, I don't like spiders. Well,
Today I was trying to really debate whether I just want to focus on the level and care of the anomalies, or did I want to talk more about SCP, the Foundation?
Okay. I think that was good. I think like getting the classifications, because we got a nice variety of all the story. I'm surprised because in my experience, all the SCPs I know are from Rec Room, and they're all just monsters that come after you and kill you.
Well, there are a bunch of monsters, and they are considered in the
The bad one.
No,
the Keter.
No. The Keter or the Euclid.
Uh-huh.
They're both usually categorized in either one of those two. Because they're easy to contain.
Okay.
But there are some that I was like, definitely sounds like they should be dead.
Well, all right, everybody. Hey, do you have a favorite SCP? If you do know of SCP, make sure to put it in the comments so we can check them out and, you know, go to the website, read them, check them out. There's a lot of them. How many do you think there were? Like, that's not an answer.
There was a number 1,470. They go all the way up to 3,000.
There's a lot of them. But anyway, that's it for another episode of the Supernatural Corner podcast. If you did like it, make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you next week. Have a good day, everybody.